Alright, another VOD review. So this is going to be my daily review of the Cash Cup that I played with Atlas. Ty overslept, so I didn't get to play today with him, which is unfortunate, especially after last night's VOD review, which I feel like was really good and really helpful. But today, I have played with Atlas. We got 48 points. Pretty fucking pathetic, honestly. But we're going to play a lot better tomorrow, especially with this VOD review, and knowing the things that we know now and the improvements that we can make. So, here's the quick rundown of what went on today. So, the times that Atlas died first was 3, and the times that I died first was 4. The reason that there's one missing is because there was a time where we both died at the same time, fighting 2 separate people, and then there was a time where Atlas disconnected. So that's the 2 that are missing. Or there's 3 that are missing, but there's one of the times where we got to win. So, you know. Most of our deaths were avoidable if we just build around us and played together. Majority of the times in the VOD review, you can see that if we were just together, we would have been able to survive what we had been fighting. It would have been a simple win if we had just survived. If we had just done what we were doing. Majority of our kills came from very early game or late game after 4th zone. That's because majority of our kills came from the times that we were killing people off spawn and making it out and then dying, or the win that we got where we had 9 kills or something. Not many. We had at least 1 launch pad every time we made it past 50-50 zone. So that doesn't mean that we use the launch pad after 50-50 or before, like right before 50-50. What it means is that we use the launch pad at some point during the game. So this is going to be a point further down here, which is worth going for supply drops and contesting for the launch pad. We are going to tomorrow look for supply drops and specifically attack the people who are at supply drops, because today we got a win with 4 launch pads and it was an easy win. It wasn't even hard, it was easy. So we're going to look for launch pads tomorrow. We're going to specifically contest supply drops. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're going to go for. That'll also give us more kills if we make it out of it. And also, that's the type of thing that you can just cut off from your gameplay like 3 games in if it's not working. That's not the type of thing that you need to like keep going and working at to get like the perfect technique. We already know how to fight. If we're not succeeding at that whilst we're trying for the first like 3 or 4 times, we're just going to axe it, because there's no point dying repetitively over and over again to something that's preventable by just not doing it. So looking for a supply drop is the one thing that we want here. So we're going to be contesting a lot more supply drops. We're going to look for them specifically. Also, I need at least a spaz or at least a spaz or a org, and I also need an RPG to use, because every single time that I didn't have either one of those things or an RPG, I straight up did not make it to endgame. So I need to be consciously ready to upgrade using the upgrade machine at Misty or Lazy, or maybe even we move up to Fatal. I need to be consciously ready to upgrade and collect enough mats so that I can withstand an upgrade. That's just something for me. That's just like my performance thing. It's a mental thing. The RPG, though, is useful. We took high ground in the game where I had the RPG, the game where we won. We also took high ground in another game where I had an RPG. But the RPG wasn't the reason we took high ground. Atlas needs to calm before he starts taking a fight. That was something that I noticed. He just starts shooting. He goes, people, and then ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and just starts fucking shooting with no warning. He goes, people, and then he doesn't say a direction, how many, where they are. He doesn't mark them. He doesn't say 3, 2, 1, nothing. It's just, people, shoot. And so I told him tonight, with the little doc and stuff, I explained it to him that he needs to wait and say 3, 2, 1 and pick a guy. I need to stay with Atlas while he's fighting, because he runs really quickly during fights. He's the type of player who takes a shot and makes a new box. So he gets damage or takes damage and then he makes a new box immediately. He's not looking to like hold walls and, you know, take fights like that. His ping is sort of erratic. His computer is not like a high-end computer by any means. And so he's looking to keep space between him and the enemy so that he has a chance to either out-aim them because his ping isn't that good, or just outplay them because his entire setup isn't that amazing. So, I need to keep an eye on him and pay attention to where he's going, because when we were together and we were ratting around in the boxes together, we consistently made it out and we consistently survived. Atlas needs to calm during fights. He just doesn't. He just straight up doesn't. In fights, in mid game, he just straight up doesn't talk. But in end game, he has these huge comms and he's constantly speaking. Is it talk, 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 and that's great. But he's just not doing it in mid game. I don't know why he's doing it in end game, but he's not doing it in mid game. I asked him about it. He doesn't know why either. It's just something that he does. So, yeah. And I think we should look for more kills during endgame. I wasn't marking people, so I need to use markers endgame to notify Atlas of who I'm spraying. That's something that I wasn't doing with Ty either, but I didn't notice it until today because it wasn't a problem with Ty. Because me and Ty were both each getting a kill individually. Because I think we were getting lucky in endgame and we were individually getting our own like kills and frags and stuff. Today, though, we weren't doing that. Me and Atlas were not doing that. So I need to mark so that Atlas knows who to spray for, and I know who to spray for with Atlas, and he should be doing the same. I should have told him that, but I didn't. And that goes along with we should look for more kills during endgame. A lot of times we are front side of moving zone, so that means that the zone is moving towards you. So you have all of the people on backside of zone who don't have an option but to move towards you. And that usually leads to, if you're, playing well and you're playing smart, usually leads to 2 or 3 kills every single time zone starts to move. Especially in condensed areas at like 30 points. At like 20 points, like an hour in, you can get those end games where there's like 15, 30, like 40 people left moving zone. We consistently take height every time we're both alive and next to each other in endgame. That's true. We took high ground in both the win and another game where we were both alive and next to each other and playing with each other. Also, I'm endgame caller. I'm in-game lead. That's just how it is. But Atlas can take the reins when he sees fit, and that's a good character piece to have in a duo partner. Wow, we're really powering through this. Fish is a priority. Every time we made it to endgame, we had at least 2 floppers, and that's just like a mental thing, I think, as well, because with floppers, every time you get into a fight, a flopper changes the way the fight goes. If you get pumped for 150 and you have a flopper and 2 minis, all of a sudden you're not at 50 health anymore. You can pop that flopper and you're at 100, and then 2 minis, and that's what like 5 seconds in total. If you just crank up like 4 90s, it takes like 3 seconds for a 4 build to break. Oh no, it takes like 2.2 seconds or something for a 4 high metal build to break once you're healing. You can get a mini and the flopper off, and then by the time you've fallen down, you can build up again. By the time they break out that metal, you can take another mini, and then you're healed completely. I finished all of my knocks today, which was really good. Every single one that I could see. There was one time where I didn't, but that was end game, so, and here are our loot paths, right here on this tab. So we're done with that now. So here are our loot paths. Green is where Atlas died first. Purple is where I died first. So you can see that we started off landing at Lazy, and this one we died together at the same time. This one, I died first because I didn't have a weapon. Despite looting 2 chests, I had been landed on and had the weapon stolen from me twice, believe it or not. And I had minis and C4 or something like that, and I didn't have a weapon. Right here, we did the loot path in Lazy that we usually do, and instead of going down to the cars, like I said to yesterday, I decided that we were going to go back in because I thought that we had Lazy free. We didn't. We ended up dying here in one of the games. Then we did end up getting Lazy free, and as you can see, we go along here and we fish. Now, here, I upgraded to a spaz and an ore because I had a blue pump and a blue burst. And then we went along here, and in this chest right here, I got a gold RPG. Then I went along here, and I had a harpoon, and I got 4 floppers, and I gave Atlas 3 slurp fish or something. Go further along, go back up here, box up, come along down here, all the way to the bridge. Huge build fight here, held up by like 4 ramps. Both of us shot it out. I got 1 knock, and then we moved along. This is where the zone started to get really tight, so then 50-50 rolls around, and we rotate over to here. 50-50 is next zone. 50-50 pulls over to agency. We have 4 launch pads. We launch over to the agency, land here. So we've still got 3 launch pads left. Land here, box up, start shooting people across the water. Don't get any kills. The next zone pulls all the way over here. Launch pad around the agency, land. Use the RPG to take height, get the win. That is the ideal path. Absolutely the ideal path. Now, what I need to incorporate here is I need to incorporate a way that we can use the fishing spots. So, I seen this map here by Speedy Gonzalez, who was really helpful. He mapped out all of the fishing spots. And the fishing spots, so fishing spots are not RNG, only their spawn radius. I didn't know that, but apparently that's true. Now, I don't know what the numbers on this map is. I think it might be like, wow, that is incredible that that's how Twitter photos work. It just zooms in the text and the photo stays the same. That's crazy. All right, so this is where I'm assuming that these are numbers of fishing holes or something. Yeah, 12 here. I have no idea. But this is going to be our loop path. I think that we're going to rotate along... We're going to rotate... Oh, hold on. I'm going to go to this place. So I'm going to rotate from here. And we're going to start moving from here. Go over to here. Over to Meow School so that I can get the AK. And then this is the turning point. And depending on where the fishing spots are... So there's a shit ton of fishing spots all along this river. Yeah, a shit ton of fishing spots all along this river. There's a lot of fishing spots here as well, though. So, we're either going to choose, from Meow Schools, we're either going to go up and through Lazy over to this lake, or we're going to follow along here. And I said to Atlas today that I think we should go to the north side of this lake, and that's where I think that we're going to go tomorrow, and we're going to test that out. And if that doesn't work out, we can always go along the south side. We're going to go along the north side of this lake as long as we can. So this puts us in like a pretty neutral position. Despite this being more south of the map than any other part, pretty much. Most zones include the agency, meaning that even if it's like pretty bad, like the zone edge is along right here on my cursor, you can pretty much rotate from here to the agency in about 3 minutes. About 3 minutes, I would think. Especially using this river and Lazy and stuff. It's very contested. The south side of agency is always contested. The north side is always contested. As is the east and west, as it's the center of the map. But I think that it's worth to move along this north side and collect the fishing holes as it was. Fun fact, in the VOD reviews, we actually didn't get shot a single time while we were anywhere in this region. So, for whatever reason, we didn't get shot a single time in this region. And the rest of the places that we got shot were mostly within like 200 meters of a POI, mostly. So yeah, I think that what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna aim for this. We're gonna aim for fishing spots, but I think we're gonna prioritize launch pads over fish because we can win with 3 launch pads, but we can't necessarily win with 2 inventories full of fish. Fish are very reliant on not only your mats but your weapons. So if you have an RPG and an AUG, but you have like a green tack, or not even a green tack, you have a grey pump, an AUG, and an RPG. If you have 4 floppers, you can take high. But if you have a grey pump, an AUG, and 4 floppers, unless it's solos, you pretty much can't take high. You'd have to have incredible accuracy to take high using that inventory alone. But with the RPG, you can shock someone and then take high, and that's best case scenario. So I think we're going to rotate on the north side of that. Maybe we'll look for the heavy snipers just here, where Clicks lands for solos. So I think that's where we're probably going to land, where we're probably going to aim for. Alright, so now that we're done with the daily review, let's jump into the VODs.
I record all my games so that I can...
Alright, cool. Let's jump into the VODs.
record all my games so that
So,
I can...
that's me talking. That's died off spawn. This is our win. So I'm gonna skip along all of this, and then we're gonna just look at the sort of like end game areas. So from here is pretty much where it starts. So we start fishing, and we're looking for kills and stuff right here. Launchpad over to agency. I still have a launchpad left. Atlas still has 2. And right here, I don't mark anyone until like it's like so late that I can only kill 1 person. I'm not even calming.
In the water?
Yeah.
32 shields, 3 times. Right. This wall. Kill one.
Oh, nice. Right here.
Here. I have no idea. On me. Dead.
Dead. Okay, nice. give
have
some
no idea
purpose.
what that kid was doing. Yeah, so we're like barely comming during zones.
Can we meet? We have fish, so we have to wait a second. I'm gonna make sure no one's above us. Hold on.
No.
Okay, go. Go around the right side of the agency. Land on marker if you can.
So I split from Atlas right there. He lands above and doesn't comm that he's above.
I'm good. Oh, you're tunneling? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming to you.
Two people on the
Underneath.
floor.
I'm RPG.
35. Okay. One deck,
Yeah,
35.
we need to get our
High
Go
comms
ground,
short,
up.
deck,
high
35.
Hold on. High ground coming. Watch out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We tunnel in now. A little bit more.
So right here,
Okay,
Atlas, Atlas looks for high ground in zone. I
Yeah,
RPG
yeah.
them.
I RPG down.
What? No.
Knock. Let's go. Come with. We have high ground.
Go.
Let's go. Shooting. Hold on, get down. Get down, I'm connecting.
Yeah.
I'm getting
okay,
RPG.
nice.
Yeah, there's also a language barrier. He's from New Caledonia, and they speak French over there. So that's a problem that we had to overcome today. But I just simplified my language as much as I could to where it was like still discernible.
One push.
And he seems to understand. He seems to understand majority of the things that I'm saying.
115 on both.
Okay, no, nice.
They can flash twice on one.
I'm no mats.
Yeah, I'm no mats either.
Go. Dead.
Let's go. This is a free win, baby. Let's fucking go, Atlas.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we got that win, and I attribute that to us having launch pads. So we had every single safety net that you could possibly want. We had launch pads that were spare. We had 4 floppers at minimum. I'm pretty sure Atlas was still carrying 2 slurps. And I had an RPG. We had every fucking thing you could possibly want, and that's exactly what we're aiming for. We're gonna aim for the safety net of all safety nets. Yeah, we actually only made it off spawn and 2 50-50 like 3 times, maybe.
Fuck.
Right here, I died because I got greedy. Fucking greed, man. I swear to God, I say this in every single VOD review, but I am a greedy motherfucker. Watch this shit. Watch this. Atlas gets a kill here, an AR kill, and I just go for it. Alone. I calmed it, but Atlas wasn't going to come because he probably knew that that was a fucking dumb idea.
Oh,
You
big
wanna-
guy.
You want to
People
look
hide.
at
And then I get heavy sniped like a fucking chimp.
I might be dead. You might have to just leave me.
Okay.
I am drum gun, minigunner on me.
Tell you what, my ping though. My ping really do be saving me sometimes. These guys were bad. They could barely chase me enough. Like,
They are chasing. I'm on high ground right now.
Okay,
get
no,
high
nice.
ground
Come
off
on,
and I am
come on.
tunneling,
Just come on me.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm wasting all my mount. I am running. These kids are bad. Oh my god, how do they not kill me? They are coming. I need floppers. Break down. Hold on. Back up. Coming. We need a pad here.
yeah, this is also when we realized that I need to carry the launch pad.
Use a launch pad.
Oh, God. I have 200 ping. I can't do anything. Sorry, bro.
It's okay. No, your fault. This is my fault. I'm sorry. Fuck.
Oh.
We come 8.
Yeah, that was all my fault for being greedy. But we know that I need to carry the launch pad if there's only one launch pad now. We decided on this new spot after that. His spot. So we decided to land there and rotate down to Meow Schools. We have like a loot path going at this point. Make it to endgame here, and right here, right before Atlas dies, we see this. So a little bit of like
Because we have
lack
to-
of teamwork and lack of team comm.
So we can wait just 1 second. And the
Just
zone
one
should,
Right before we start moving, right here.
put cones.
Put cones, I say, and then Atlas doesn't put cones, and I back up, and he's not putting cones.
From the east, We are in.
He gets heavy sniped down and caught
I
by
got,
them.
Oh,
I
what?
got heavy sniped down. I'm on the bottom. I'm on the low ground.
Oh god.
I'm leaving. I'm gonna leave.
Oh, I know who is it. It's one of my friends.
It's one of your
God
friends.
damn. Yeah. Le rival and le Maxwell.
So then right here, I want to see what I could have done better here, because I know that I could have done something better.
Going, idiot. What's wrong with you? All wrong. That's so dumb. They just it was so fucking dumb, man.
I shouldn't have edited this. I should have just left it and just like waited.
What is my name?
Where do I get minigun from?
No, I'm dead. Oh no.
I should have used that pad, the pad that's near me. I can hear one. Should have tried to use that.
Oh my god.
Oh god damn, that's Maxwell.
No.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I should have tried to use the pad that was near me. That's what I should have done there.
Okay.
Is that what, was this an end game? No, that was start game.
Okay.
And then on to next end game. We hide under this bridge and then 50-50 here. And 50-50. And we pretty much get it.
88 shield knock.
Okay, no.
It's okay. I'm gonna get that kill. It's fine. Spam up the top. That's where he was.
See, we used the launch pad earlier in this game to get away from a fight. So right here, and we're both consciously looking for high ground as well. When we have the chance, we're both looking for high ground.
Oh, we got zone. Go now. Come with me. Go. We have high ground. I have high ground. Connect. I'm going down to connect. I'm connected. We have high ground. Nice, let's go.
And we were like dumb high compared to like what was underneath us.
Alright, I hear him. We are getting rocketed out. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh no.
I died of 4 damage. I'm dropping down. Hold on. You can get me. You have harpoon or no?
No.
Alright, build. No, this is not our phone.
I have no idea how he managed to stick this res either. This was so dumb. He really should have
That
boxed
pass.
up.
That pass.
Okay, go. Get out of here. Oh my god. Go.
That's the most risky res I ever done.
Why do you do that? You scare me.
Because we are the best player.
We are the
you know.
best.
I have a kit for you.
You have a mech kit? Oh my god. Where?
Right here, we weren't paying attention to
You have
behind
the time.
us.
You have full time.
Yeah, we have full time, and we get the hold from zone. We get the hold. I only have 400 metal.
Nice. I have 500 wood and 100 metal.
Look east.
Yeah.
Yeah, east. Crack. 44, broke dead.
Dead.
Let's go. Oh, behind us, southwest. Watch out. They're gonna start spamming us. It's not good. It's fine.
I should have edited down here.
I'm gonna die.
No, you're fine. You got your
Okay,
kill.
Right here, Atlas takes a 50-50 against the guy with the minigun. Not a good idea. Bad idea, very bad idea. Don't take a 50. Oh, he got an elim, but.
You have minis or no? Don't take it.
No, I can't.
And then I start shooting with him because
Can do anything.
he's gonna die.
I can do anything.
He got knocked by the storm.
dead.
I should have just edited down immediately instead of doing that. That was so dumb. Yeah, I should have edited down immediately because what I just did there was so fucking dumb. Yeah. Was that game 7? Oh,
Yes,
no,
I did.
that was start game and
Just
end
like
game.
the server.
And then we get on game 9. Oh no, this is game 10. This is game 10. Yeah, game 10.
There's no
Atlas disconnected, and so now I'm end game. And we're just going to look at my rotations, just make sure that everything's tip-top
top 10.
and okay.
Okay, nice. How many points?
48.
Okay, nice.
I don't have a pad, but I do have an RPG and 3 floppers, so I'm good right now.
Have a pad. Surely these guys have a pad. There's no way that they're doing what they're doing without a pad. There's no way that you're doing what you're doing without a pad. There's no way. There's actually no chance that these guys are fucking sitting here. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way that they're fucking literally sitting here without a pad. There's actually no chance.
So right here, I rotate on like the dead side of zone, which is fine usually. But there's only 18 people left on this zone, and I'm a solo rotating in wood. I should have started rotating out of brick, really, because that would have been like not as bad to, not as easy for people to see as like a weakness. So then I start like really building out of brick, and people pretty much let me freely get in after that point. And I'm just creating new boxes, just making space for myself. I should have been RPG. I should have been RPGing a lot more.
In total. Oh my god, his zone's about to start moving towards me.
Yeah, I should have started RPGing the second the zone started moving, but instead I sat in my box hoping to get like a couple more placement points so that we get to 50. So right here was a huge part, a huge moment. This kid has no idea that I'm at the end of his tunnel, right? I could have rocketed them and they probably would have fell. But I choose to sit in the storm with floppers. I could have come up behind them and probably killed them. This kid here also, instead of like hitting my shots, I just didn't warm up my aim. And I didn't take notice of the kid that is in this box and just drops down on top of me. And just ends me. Yeah, you have to look around when you're in storm. You're not the only person in there, despite how it feels. So, yeah. My awareness whilst in storm is not good.
There's someone deeper in zone than me, man.
Yeah. So that's the VOD review, boys. Got all the points. I'm going to quickly go over those again. Just as like a refresh for me. Right here. I'm going to quickly click this and go over them again. So, most of our deaths were avoidable if we just built around us, play together. Majority of our kills came from early game or late game after Fort Zone. We had at least one launch pad every time we made it past 50-50. Atlas needs to calm before taking a fight and needs to wait for my 3-2-1. I need to stay with Atlas at least. Atlas while fighting because he runs quickly during fights, creates new boxes, and if I'm not paying attention, he will run away from me so far that I cannot help him. Atlas needs to calm during fights, tell me what's happening, talk to me. I think it is worth for us to go for supply drops and contest for the launch pad and rocket launchers. We should look for more kills during endgame. I need to use markers during endgame to notify my partner if I'm spraying. I need to upgrade up to at least a spaz or an org, and consistently look for an RPG to use during endgame so we can take height in endgame. We consistently take height every time we were both alive next to each other in endgame. That's true. We consistently take height every time we were both alive and next to each other in endgame. I'm going to repeat that. Fish is a priority. Every time we made it to the end game, we had at least 2 floppers. That's also very true. Alright. And these deaths are also avoidable. 3 out of my 4 deaths were avoidable if we just hadn't landed the lazy, which is not somewhere that Atlas wanted to land. So yeah, that's it, boys. We really do be on that VOD review, though. Yeah. Bye.